Hello, everyone, and welcome to my second edition of the SoulShatters Character Tier list. The last one was probably made like 2 months ago, most likely even more. So yeah, that one's pretty outdated. So I just sat down and said, "Hey, I haven't made a tier list in a while. The other one's really outdated, so why not make another one?" And that's why we're here today. Alright, let's get right into the tier list. We've got SSS plus tier, S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier. Now, I do not think that any character is currently deserving of a spot in F tier. I mean, most of the characters in this game are broken. So now in D tier, I think that. Oh, yeah, this is Frisk, by the way. A little flaws were made when setting up the pictures for this thing, and it got mixed up with the Undertale Frisk logo. So, yeah. D tier, I put Frisk in there mainly because two reasons. They get TOD'd by everything because of their low health, and their dodge mechanic was nerfed hard, probably like 2, 3, 4 updates ago. So they fell in tiers like a lot. They used to be in S tier or A tier, and they just shot down to D tier right after that. And another reason is that they nerfed their healing really hard. So even if they are able to survive an X-Tail combo, a Story Shift combo, or Delta, basically any TOD character, they won't be able to heal from that. Sure, Temi Armor will heal probably like 5, 10 health, but that's gonna get instantly removed after one LMB from the opponent, so it isn't really gonna matter. And food got nerfed, you can't spam that anymore, so no instant health regen for Frisk. So, on to our next character in C tier. I'm going to put Azriel there because they used to be in like high S tier or A tier. I know, probably high S tier, but as soon as they removed that Chaos Saber extension, they dropped tiers so quickly. It's mainly because they used to be able to combo with that Chaos Saber extension, and the Chaos Saber extension wasn't hard to pull off, so it was basically available to everyone. But once they removed it, Azriel literally has 0 combos now. I mean, there is a version of the Chaos Saber extension, but that's deemed as a glitch and probably won't be able to be used in actual 1v1s without somebody calling you out for it. So, next is B tier. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which character do I choose? Now in B tier, we have Bet Noir. Yes, I heard your cries in the comment section. I used to call it Betty Nori because I am dumb and I don't have a brain. I do not know how I function without a brain, don't ask me. And I'm not French. Bet Noir is in B tier, mainly because, well, they don't really have a good combo game. They have a really good defensive game, but defensive is not as good as offense in this game. And they can mind control into Soul Steal, but that's I don't think anybody's really gonna use that because it's a really cheap option. So basically that's it. Next up in B tier, which one of you deserves B tier? You, B tier. This is mainly because the stun. GOH's stun makes me lose so many brain cells so quickly because it doesn't take skill to stun lock with GOH. It doesn't really take all that much skill to play this character because they have extremely high defense, so they don't really have to worry about taking a combo or two. And they have incredible stun, which is so annoying. And on top of that, they have high health and pretty dang high attack. So yeah, B tier for them. Next up. Stevani. I'd say they're mainly just really annoying. If we're gonna be 100% honest, Stevani is just flat out, as I said, annoying. And sorry to all my Stevani mains out there. Well, I mean, there's literally just probably 2 of you that main Stevani. So I'm not insulting many people when I'm talking about Stevani. It's just time stop. Time stop. Oh my god. Giant hitbox. Can't escape once you get hit. The most cancerous move in the game. It's a free combo 100% of the time if you land it. You can at least block Bravery. You can at least barely-ish avoid Xcara 5. And there are some other stun moves that are a lot easier to avoid than that. So yeah, B tier. Next up, which one of you do I choose for B tier? I think I'm going to put True Power at a high B tier. Sure, they are a great TOD character and can TOD mostly every character. Well, not mostly every character, probably like take a really huge chunk of health. But here's the thing. They are like at 0 mana after a combo. So if they are to get comboed once they're at low mana, they're basically dead. You get a mana punishing character like SS Cara or maybe GT Cara with Special Hell or Sans with Blaster 6 unlock tech or Undying Spear of Justice or GTF 7. Yeah, it can be a pretty gnarly punish. Next up, A tier. Okay, which character do I put at low A tier? I'm thinking Cross. Now, don't get me wrong, sure, Cross is a first phase, but they are extremely broken when it comes to a first phase. It can basically TOD every single other character's first phase without really having to try that hard. The thing is with Xcara and Cross, it's that their combos are basically given to them. You don't have to like find out combos or really think hard about them because it's literally a moveset for comboing. You've got a move that 100% stuns every character. And you've got a move that does a lot of damage if the other person is standing still. So pair those 2 up, and it's literally a natural bond between those 2 attacks, which is normal 2 and knife 4. Next up, in A tier, I think I'm gonna have to put Sans at a low A tier. Now, Sans. Sans is controversial because they use mana as their entire HP bar. So it's really hard to place them in a tier list because they're completely different from every character. This character can infinite combo. It's really not that hard to do so, actually. And they have some really hard-hitting moves like Telekinesis 3 and Blaster 5. And maybe Blaster 6 if you can hit that. But, they can be punished hard and counterpicked hard as well. SS Cara, they tried to fix that matchup but failed miserably. It's sheerly just annoying to play Sans against SS Cara because you're teleporting all around the map. And other characters like GTC, since GTC's DT2 hits through the dodge of Sans, they can follow up with a special Hell at low mana. So that's taking out Sans at a lot higher mana than they usually would. Then you have characters like Undyne, who can... that is probably Sans' second easiest counter because, you know, no karma damage, a lot of spears, a regeneration. Yeah. Countered. Next up, low-ish mid A tier, we've got GT Cara. GT Cara used to be one of the best characters in the game, mainly because, well, there weren't many TOD characters in the past. Like, there was no Cross, there was no Xcara, there was no GT Frisk, there was no True Power. Well, there was True Power, but it wasn't TOD. It wasn't a Stovani. So they could get away with having low defense. This character is a fast-paced combo stun character. They're mainly a glass cannon. If they get a combo, it could take a chunk of health out of your HP bar, but if they get comboed, it could do the same to them. Next up, okay, which one do I choose? Which one is better, Undyne or GT Frisk? I'm going to say that GT Frisk is the lesser one out of Undyne and GT Frisk. This is because GT Frisk has a lot of spammy projectiles that deal knockback and have pretty large hitboxes that you can't block, which is kind of dumb. But the thing is, once they do all that stuff, they're at low mana, and it's the same problem that True Power has, but they did a lot better because, you know, they do like 500 damage and have a lot higher HP. It's like GT Frisk second phase was like the better version of True Power. So the thing is, GTF first phase is completely different than their second phase. First phase, they have to play defensive because they don't have fast run speed or a teleport. And they're pretty good at doing so with their large 3 hitbox, but it doesn't quite go through block yet, so they're kind of decent, I guess you could say. And GTF's second phase is an absolute, probably the best offensive character in the game. They can pressure really hard because you can't hold up your block to a GT Frisk because they have, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4 options on shield. One of them is a mana break. which is basically an instant loss for you because, 1 into 7 is a thing. So yeah, now for the character I told you was coming next. On 9. Spear of Justice. That's all I have to say. Spear of Justice will take your entire HP bar. It doesn't care if you're an Azrael or it doesn't care if you're a Frisk. They're going to be taking a ton of HP from that Spear of Justice. And on top of that, they do a ton of damage with their 4 being a almost complete stun move. So yeah, I think they deserve really high A, but not quite S tier, because these are the characters that are truly deserving of S tier. Now our first one at low S tier is Xcara. Xcara is, yet again, another TOD character. They have a really, really, really good combo starter, which is their 5, and 5 is incredibly overpowered. It takes a long time for the move to end. They can move around while the move is being used. So if the opponent is blocking, they can just use 1. If the opponent is running around, they can probably unlock tech and hit them anyway. And if they're standing still, they get completely stunned. And don't even get me started on Override 4. That was nerfed, but it's still overpowered, so yeah. Xcara is S tier. Next up, Doodle-a-Doodle-a-Doo, SS Cara. Who didn't expect SS Cara to at least be really high A or low S tier? SS Cara, this is probably my most hated character in the game. I hate this thing more than Carrot God. I hate this thing more than Delta Sands. I hate this thing more than Undyne. I am using a lot of emphasis on the word hate right now. I should probably stop. So, SS Cara. The most annoying thing about them is they can so many moves, like Knife 2, Knife 1, Knife 4, well, not quite Knife 4, not quite Knife 5 either, blasters, and all that stuff, without being punished at all. They can just spam random moves in the corner from a far distance. Well, they kind of nerfed that, but still, that's pretty far distance. They can just kind of spam moves from a distance without being punished because it has absolutely no end lag. And don't even get me started on SS Cara's damage output. If you get hit by 1 Knife 6 at low mana, you're dead. It's literally GG. It doesn't care if you're an Azrael. It doesn't care if you're an Xcara. It doesn't care what character you are. You get hit by a Knife 6 at low mana, you're rather taking your entire HP bar away, or at least half. This character's so broken when it comes to damage. And second phase. Oh my god, second phase. Literally, you could mash moves, and that would do half the other person's HP bar. And they're most likely already low from your first phase, so they're most likely gonna die from you mashing moves in the corner. And they have 2 perfect block moves, especially 4, which is an absolute free mana regen for them. And Knife 6, which is a perfect block for some reason. But I like that Knife 6 is a perfect block. But Knife 4 is just dumb. I hate that move. I like that Knife 6 is a perfect block because, if you use DT5 on it, mana break, fun. So yeah, SS Cara, S tier. No. Delta Sands. Delta Sands, Delta Sands, Delta Sands. They have been able to infinite combo so easily from the very beginning. This is literally the infinite combo character. And the funny thing is they were made to do so. This is completely intended. So, Delta Sands. They're broken. Really, really broken, in fact. They can TOD any character. They can use random moves without being able to get punished because, you know, most of the characters have no end lag on their moves, which is, of course, like a new character thing. Okay, more on Delta Sands. Their infinite combo, pretty low damage, but still doesn't matter because you're staying in that combo for the next 2 years. Yeah. And I used to think Xcara combos were long. Never mind. Carrot God. Do I really have to say anything? Carrot God is so broken. They just infinite combo. That's the point of them. To infinite combo. So Carrot God's dumb. Yeah, I guess we can all agree on that one. So yeah, we've got Carrot God in SSS plus tier, Xcara in low S tier, SS Cara in mid S tier, Delta Sands in high S tier, Cross in low A tier, Sands in mid A tier, GT Cara in mid A tier, GT Frisk in high A tier, and GT Undyne in high A tier. Bet Noir in low B tier, GOH in mid B tier, Stevani in mid B tier, and True Power in high B tier. Then we have Azrael in C tier and Undertale Frisk in D tier. This is all my opinion. Everything that I've listed right now, everything that I've said is just my opinion. So this isn't like a worldwide tier list sort of thing. I didn't have like every single SS player except to this. So if you have a different opinion, think a character is better, think a character is worse, go ahead and list it in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Bye! If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more SoulShatters content.